All right, let's just get right into it. If you're young, if you're ambitious, and you genuinely want to build some real wealth in the world we live in today, this is for you. I'm going to break down the honest, no fluff advice you actually need. Think of it as a completely new playbook for a new generation.
You've heard this before, right? Some version of it anyway. It's that classic complaint you hear, usually from someone a bit older, looking at the way things are now. You can just picture it, can't you? A cynical older guy, let's just call him Mr. Grumpy.
But here's the thing we really have to ask ourselves. Is that even true? I mean, is it really about laziness? Or is it possible, just possible, that the entire game has changed? That the very definition of hard work and the path to success looks totally different now? You know, this whole idea reminds me of a story. It's about a young, super motivated guy named Jake who was working at a cafe, and he runs into this cynical Mr. Grumpy character. Jake, being ambitious, asks him for some advice. And what does he get back? A whole lecture on how his generation is lazy and just wants a handout. So I was actually there when this happened, and I had to say something. Because the truth is, young people like Jake are juggling so much more these days. The path isn't this straight line anymore. And that old advice, it just doesn't work. It's time for a completely new set of principles. So that brings us to our very first principle. And it's a big one. Sharpen the axe. It's an old metaphor, but it's more relevant than ever. It's all about preparing your tools before you even think about trying to chop down that tree. It's the step so many people skip, and then they wonder why it's not working. Okay, so look at the difference here. The blunt axe, that's you trying to jump right into starting a business with no real skills to back you up. It is a recipe for frustration and failure. Now the sharp axe, that's taking the time to master a high-income skill first. This right here is the fundamental difference between struggling for years and actually succeeding. So what does a sharp axe actually look like in today's world? Well, it looks like one of these. We're talking about high-income skills, things like video editing, copywriting, sales, software development. These are skills that can realistically, and I mean realistically, get you earning over $10,000 a month. That's the foundation you can build an empire on. But listen, it's not even just about the money you make up front. The real power of mastering a skill like this is the access it gives you, the doors it opens. For example, my own son Curtis got good at videography. And because of that skill, he got to meet and work with these incredibly successful people, learning things others pay thousands of dollars for. That's the secret weapon. Okay, so with that foundation set, let's talk about what happens when that money starts coming in. This brings us to principle 2. You've got to lock the money away. See, earning it is one thing. The next big challenge is keeping it, and more importantly, making it grow. This is the discipline that really separates the temporary rich from the permanently wealthy. And if you need any proof of just how powerful this is, you don't have to look any further than Warren Buffett. Get this, a staggering 99% of his entire fortune was earned after his 50th birthday. How on earth is that possible? Well, it wasn't by making a bunch of frantic trades. It was by letting his money work for him, quietly, for decades. And the engine behind that incredible growth? It's called compound interest. It's actually a really simple idea. It's when your earnings start making their own earnings. Now, it's a really slow, boring process at first, but you give it enough time and it becomes this unstoppable snowball of wealth. And the best part is, you don't need a fortune to get started. My son's been doing this little experiment. He auto-invests just £5 a day. That's it, the price of a coffee. And after just 10 months, he's already seen an 11% return. It just goes to show you, starting small and being consistent, that's the whole key. Which brings us perfectly to our third principle, leverage your time. If you are young, I need you to hear this. Time is your single greatest, most valuable financial asset. It is an advantage you have right now that you will never, ever get back. Just look at this. When you're young, your time horizon is massive. You have decades, literally decades, for your investments to grow and to recover from any bumps in the road. Your need to just preserve your wealth is low, which means you can afford to take some smart, calculated risks that could lead to much, much higher returns. And this changes everything about how you should think about failure. I mean, most people are absolutely paralyzed by the fear of what other people will think if they fail. But when you've got decades ahead of you, a failed business venture or a bad investment, it's not a catastrophe. It's just data. It's just a test. You learn from it, you adapt, and you go again. And that idea of learning from everything you do, it flows right into our fourth principle, Never stop learning. Seriously, getting rich isn't about luck. It's a skill. It is a learnable skill. And the best classroom you'll ever have is the real world. We all go through this journey. First, you get a little bit of knowledge, and you climb what they call Mount Stupid. You think you're a genius. But the real learning, that begins in the valley, when you finally realize how much you don't know. Pushing through that process of learning and experience is how you get to true mastery and all the rewards that come with it. I want you to think about it this way. Your education did not stop when you left school. In a world that's changing this fast, you have to give your brain constant software updates. Because outdated knowledge isn't just useless, it's a virus. It's actively holding you back. Okay, and that brings us to our final and maybe most important principle. Number 5, upgrade your circle. This might be the single most overlooked factor in anyone's financial success. Who you choose to surround yourself with has a massive, profound impact on your mindset and your actions. And hey, don't just take my word for it. A recent study in 2024 found that for every 10% increase in wealthy friends a person has, their chance of saving money goes up by 5%. It's proof. Your environment literally shapes your financial habits. People ask this question all the time. If it's so simple, why isn't everyone rich? And so often, the answer lies right in their circle of influence. If all your friends think investing is risky or some kind of scam, you're probably not going to do it. But if your friends are talking about their portfolios, their side hustles, you get pulled forward into that world. So I really want to leave you with this thought. To all the young, ambitious people watching right now, please remember this. You are the future. You're the future leaders. Your ideas, your energy, that's what's going to move this world forward. Don't ever let anyone tell you anything different. You've got the principles now. You have the new playbook. So the only question left, and it's the only one that really matters, is this. What are you going to build with it?